So I want to ask you something, and I want you to sit with it for a moment before you answer so you can really think about it. And the question is, do you think deep down, truly deep down, that you deserve to be wealthy? Not comfortable, not just okay, but truly wealthy. And I'm talking about financially free, incredibly abundant. Do you believe that this is available to you? And more importantly, do you believe that you deserve it? For a lot of women, the honest answer to those questions is it's complicated. And today we're going to talk about why and what to do about it because you do deserve it and you truly can be abundantly wealthy. Hi, my name is Bola Shokumbi. I'm the founder and CEO of Clever Girl Finance. I'm also the six-time author of the Clever Girl Finance book series, including my most recent book, Clever Girl Millionaire. So here is why some women struggle to believe that they deserve to be wealthy and how to shift away from that mindset and those thoughts. Number one, we were never taught to see wealth as something for us. So growing up, I didn't see many women like me who were incredibly wealthy or had built wealth or were just very rich, right? I didn't have a blueprint of what someone like me was supposed to do to build wealth. So I'm a Black woman, I'm a first generation immigrant, and I didn't have that blueprint of what financial freedom looked like, true financial freedom looked like for someone like me, because I didn't see that in my immediate environment outside of celebrities. And that representation gap is real because it does something to you quietly. It shapes what you think is possible for yourself, sometimes without you even realizing it. Because if you cannot identify with it, it's hard for you to believe it is true for yourself. But my mom showed me something different. My mom didn't have a lot and she sacrificed everything, and I mean everything, to give my siblings and I a better life by migrating here to the US in the middle of a great career as an investment banker. And watching her taught me something that no one else could. My mom moved to the US after being a banker, an investment banker, and she was working here as a nanny and a nurse's aide. And what she showed me, what I learned from her, was that a woman with limited resources but huge intentions can move mountains. My mom's sacrifice and her later success, eventually becoming a nurse at age 50, was my proof of concept. And what I understood, that if my mom could shift her life so dramatically and then start from the bottom and still recover, I could build wealth. And so can you. But it's important to recognize that you deserve to be in that space and you can attain this thing that you want for yourself. Number two, oftentimes we confuse wealth with greed or being selfish. I have met a lot of women working through Clever Girl Finance that have internalized wanting more money as being greedy, that it is not humble to want more, that you are not showing contentment if you want too much or beyond a certain level when it comes to money, that you are not satisfied with what you have. But the truth here is that having wealth is not greed. Wanting to have more money, wanting to achieve financial freedom is not greed. What it is options and security. Wealth, having more money, achieving financial freedom gives you options and it gives you financial security. It is the ability for you to take care of your family, give generously to your community, and also to live life on your own terms. And isn't that what we're all striving for, to be able to live life on our own terms? So I want to challenge you to let go of the guilt around wanting more. It is not a character flaw. It is something that you deserve, and it's something that is completely worthwhile. Number three, imposter syndrome follows women into their finances, and I am a living, breathing, experienced example of this. I have experienced imposter syndrome so many times, and it's something I have to actively keep working on to silence. And imposter syndrome is that feeling like you don't belong in certain spaces, that you don't deserve to accomplish what you want, or when you have it, that perhaps this was a mistake and it wasn't really meant for you. And all of that is a lie. You deserve to be in those spaces. You deserve what you have accomplished, and you deserve what you want to accomplish. But one thing we have to be mindful of is how imposter syndrome shows up in our lives so that we can recognize it and nip it in the bud. For example, it could be that you're not investing or not investing enough because you don't think you have what it takes or that you're qualified with the right knowledge to be an investor. That's imposter syndrome because you can learn how to invest. It could be that you're not asking for a raise at work because you don't think you have earned it. It could be that you're not negotiating in your business or at your job for a raise because you don't want to be difficult. You don't want to be that person that is hard to work with because you asked for more. What imposter syndrome does is that it keeps women from taking action on things that can move them forward in their journey to building wealth. So, like I said, very important to identify it, be aware of it so you can nip it in the bud. Remember who you are. Understand that this thing that you desire, you deserve it. Even if you didn't see it growing up, even if nobody in your family has done it, there is no reason why you cannot be you, why you cannot be the first. And so you have to silence that imposter syndrome by reminding yourself of all the things that you do well, which is what I do, all the things that you have accomplished, all the things you have learned, and the things that you can now implement to move forward. So important. The antidote to imposter syndrome is doing, taking action. You don't have to feel confident to start, but when you start, that confidence will come from you starting. It will come from you doing. Believing you deserve wealth is the foundation everything else is built on. And Clever Girl Millionaire was written to help you build both the belief and the strategy. That is why I wrote this book. And so you can grab your copy wherever books are sold and visit clevergirlfinance.com to check out our 30 plus completely free courses designed specifically for women on this wealth building journey. Number 4, you may feel like you don't deserve wealth because you have been the giver for so long that it is now uncomfortable to be the receiver. Many women, daughters, mothers, partners, caregivers, we have been conditioned to give. It is also part of our nature to give for many women, to put others first, to sacrifice. And then somewhere along the way, we've also conditioned ourselves to believe that receiving is something that we should put on the back burner while we continue to give and give and give. And as a result, when it comes time to receiving, you can feel uncomfortable or like you don't deserve it. But the truth about wealth building is that it requires you to prioritize yourself. We all hear that announcement on the plane that it's important to put on your own oxygen mask first before you help the next person. And the same applies to your finances. Yes, it is great to give. It is important to give, but you also have to be okay of receiving and prioritizing yourself first in order to receive, because when you receive, then you can continue to give. It's okay for you to say that my financial future matters and I want to protect it. My financial future matters and I want to grow it. It is okay for you to say those things and to want those things. It is not selfish. It is not irresponsible, and it allows you to give from a place of even more abundance. Number 5, many women believe that they don't deserve wealth because they have been burnt before and it's hard to hope for that wealth now. So maybe you have made financial mistakes. Maybe you have tried to get ahead in life and life has knocked you down. Maybe you have watched financial plans fall apart because of something that is beyond your control or something that happened outside of your control. And then for some reason, now it feels safer to keep your expectations as low as possible so that you don't build up that hope just to be disappointed again. And I understand that. But by protecting yourself, by limiting your vision, is also limiting your potential, limiting your opportunities, and limiting your ability to build wealth. And you don't want that. You do not want to limit your future. Your past is not the determinant for what you achieve in your future. It doesn't determine what is possible for you from here moving forward. What matters is your intention, that you take action and that you own this thing that you want for yourself. So start building now, and don't let your past experiences keep you stuck because you're afraid to hope, because you're afraid of disappointment. And then finally, I just want to share that healing your money story is part of building wealth. We've all gone through different experiences. We all have different relationships with money, different traumas with money, the way we were raised with money, all kinds of things when it comes to money. But embracing that healing is also part of that journey to building wealth. And this is so important. Healing with money is so important because our current beliefs with money drive how we act with it, the actions we take, and what we're able to achieve. And those beliefs revolve around what we think we deserve, what is possible, who we think deserves wealth, how easy or difficult it is going to be for us on this journey. All of those things tie into our behaviors with money. And your behaviors in turn also determine your outcomes. And one thing to keep in mind is that you cannot out budget or out invest a mindset that's telling you that you don't deserve it. So you have to embrace that healing. The work is real, the work is hard, the work to healing is uncomfortable, but it is necessary to move forward. So if you need to seek support externally through therapy, if journaling helps, if talking to an accountability helps, if talking to an accountability partner helps, you want to do all those things so that you can work on your healing journey with money and then start to pursue your financial goals. So remember, as women, we deserve wealth, not someday, not sometime in the future, but now. And we owe it to ourselves to be intentional about taking the action to building wealth, not just for ourselves, but for our children, for our communities, and for our future and the impact that we want to have. You don't have to prove yourself enough. You don't have to suffer to a certain degree to show that you deserve wealth. So share in the comments, what is one belief you're going to let go of after watching this video, and why as women we deserve to be wealthy? I would love to know. And then share this video with a woman that you feel is being challenged on her financial journey to inspire and motivate her. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you in the next video.